their internship in any one of the lab which you have shown. So is there any protocols to follow?
Yeah.
Like what is the method? Can you please explain?
Yeah. Nowadays, there are possibilities from what is existing already. I've seen that there are Indian students who were studying in Novosibirsk State University, but they have to pay for education there. What I am trying to build now, I'm trying to invite directors to us and to sign MOUs with them. And this would let the possibilities, at least between BITS Pilani and Novosibirsk University, to do exchange. And also I want that we are getting access to the SCIF facility accelerator. And I want to have some kind of Indian beamline there. This is my dream scenario which I'm trying to follow. We invited directors now, I'm waiting for a response. I want to build strong relationship because India and Russia are friends since a very long time, and we need to make this friendship stronger.
You just speak about a kind of relative comparison between degree education there in your foreign countries with this in India. A kind of relative comparison. In what way the degree education differs in your foreign countries than in India? A comparative study. Within 2 sentences, just.
As I said, most of the students are very much, they know, I don't know, I was impressed, we did some laboratory electron specific charge, which is electron charge divided to electron mass. I'm asking students, what is electron specific charge? They are like, say E by M. I'm like, what is the number? And the answer is, I don't know. Then I'm asking, what is the charge of electron? 100%, 90% of students will tell me like a Bible. Blah, 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 blah. Okay? Even 3 points after comma, they tell me. Then I'm asking, what is mass of electron? 99% of students would tell me that. I'm asking, what is specific charge of electron? Sir, I don't know. Okay? And this is a very big difference. In Russia, somebody will tell me, what is the specific charge of electron? I will tell E by M. Without calculators, I will try and say E divided to M. That's it. And they would accept it. And here they would ask for numbers. We are in engineering institute as well. And we used to write formulas in physics. So for me, I never used calculator in my life since, I don't know, as a child I played a little bit. Since then I never used calculator. Here students would always look and calculate some numbers. And for them it's very important, but in general it's important if you understand the source of the equation, where equation is coming from, and not you just learn the dry equation. You need to understand. And this is very big difference between at least first semester students I have now. I'm teaching now only first semester. Maybe later they improved. But those students who are out of school, simply they would say they don't have connections yet. Okay? And this means they need to do laboratory, they need to have labs as well. As you said, you build physics labs. It's brilliant. We need to build more. In BITS Pilani, we have now 4 physics labs, and I think it's not enough. You need to have, every semester you must do 10 labs at least for different laws. You need to have feeling. You need to understand why there is Newton law. Maybe you do understand on formulas or something, but you need to understand what it means. Newton law is simple, yeah, you can remember the story that apple was falling down on Newton's head, and this is how he discovered. Maybe it's not true, but that's the story we have. Yeah. This is a big difference. Students will learn how to pass, or school people, they will learn how to pass to IIT, super difficult exam. If you compare this entry exam to IIT to entry exam to bachelor degree in Germany is a joke. In comparison, mathematically, it's absolutely different level. Here they solve differential equations already. They know limits, they know derivatives. In Germany, they would not know this. They would maybe write logarithms and sinus, cosinus, something. In Russia, we learned also calculus first semester. In India, they learn already. So mathematically, Indian people are very strong. Plus, computer science nowadays is a trend. Yeah, the programming people are also very strong. So they are very good. I meet students who are like saying, I know JavaScript, I know C, I know Z, and they are pretty good. So this is a big difference. In theory, India has, again, I said, great brain capacity, my previous slide. This is my final conclusion. Yeah? India has a great capacity of brain power, but they need research. And research will keep those people to stay in the country because they need jobs after that. Why? I mean, I do PhD or something. Where do I work? I need research institute to work at. And those institutes were existing in Russia. The same in Germany, you will find them. There are a lot of different institutes where you can just work. You go and you do research. They will give you money. If you have ideas, they will sponsor you or every idea. Yeah? You can build any facility you want. Another point I had in India, when you are older, you are not allowed to fail. Yeah? But in real research, when you do research, you must fail. Failing is also, you learn something, and then you build the next prototype, and you are not failing anymore. Look on the landing of India to moon. 2 failed, but the third one didn't. And this, you learn from fails. But in India, you fail once, you lose your reputation or whatever. This is I heard from Indian. You know it better than me.
Sir, actually, we are able to sit here if you talk throughout the night, okay? But the thing is, we don't have the time. We call you again in future.
Thank you.
We are spending in GDP percentage only 0.7%. Global average is 2.5%. If you compare Japan, Germany, etc., more than 2%, 3% in GDP. But India have global competitiveness and research and development. We can invest more and more in research and development, but in India, only government spending on research and development. In foreign countries, not only government spending, heavy amount they are spending in private sector, non-profit sector, etc. That's why that 7 places are shown. In GDP is 5th place or 5 billion place in our country. That amount is different. Economic growth is different. The investment in research is different. Okay, thank you.
Now, by giving a memento to our speaker, I also invite Dr. Rane sir. K.S. Rane sir, to felicitate Dr. Yuri Petnev. Thank you, Petnev sir. Thank you, Galasati madam. Thank you, Rane sir.
From Korea, Assistant Teaching Professor, Humanities and Social Science, Indian Institute of Technology, Gandhinagar. She has done her BA in Linguistics and MA in Korea University and PhD from University of Delaware, and she published more than 14 research papers and presented more than 50 papers in various conferences and seminars, and also she is very good public speaker.
Hello everyone. I think there must be some overestimation about my career. I don't think I've done so much. I'm just a junior scholar, and then I'm so glad and very honored to, be invited to this wonderful place. In the morning session and then throughout now, I was very much inspired by a lot of people's speech. And then I felt that these speakers are all like-minded. And then I'm happy I could contribute as well. So today my talk will be about research. And then here I wanted to summarize a kind of definition of research in 3 words: discover, investigate, and unfold. If you take the acronym, that becomes a DU. That doesn't mean that I'm from Gujarat, but somehow I tried to come up with something. Right. Yes. Okay. So yes, when I was appointed to an institute in India, it was at 2020, and then around the time we had this national education policy, and then I welcome many parts of the policy, and then here this 9.3 was about the higher education, and then as you saw, as I highlighted, there was some part about multidisciplinary education and autonomy of the faculty and institute, and also strengthening enhanced student experiences, as well as some fostering the environment to actively seed research. But as a lot of our fellow speakers, honorable speakers before me said, what is research? When we are saying that we don't do enough research, what is research? So my talk also started from there. Because I'm a cognitive linguistics, which is partially upon this psychology, I tried to find a definition from dictionary. This is an APA dictionary. And then research was defined as the systematic effort to discover or confirm facts, to investigate a new problem or topic, or to describe events and understand relationships among variables. So instead of saying research, I would like to focus on these three items. And then I believe, and then I want to say in this podium that this might be anyways our attitude or habit or our skills instead of something that we can do in the only laboratories. So I would like to just put them down into three parts. That's how I got this three words: discovery and investigation and unfolding. And then I would like to add some of my interpretation about the research and as well as multidisciplinarity. Okay, so yes, I'm gonna go over these three components one by one, and then I'm gonna give us some examples from my own alma maters, like Korea University, the University of Delaware, and then the current my affiliation, IIT Gandhinagar. And then I would like to pitch a little bit that academic communication, and then how to, knowing how to communicate academically and professionally might be important, and then that is something people get a sense of while they are pursuing this road of discovery, investigation, and unfolding. All right, okay. So if we are talking about speaking or communication or academic communication, what does it mean? See, I'm a linguist, I start with some words. Okay, so here I'm borrowing the idea of a Beaufort, 1999. She wrote an awesome book about how to write. Yes, if we want to communicate our ideas, first of all, of course, we have to know something, the knowledge we want to deliver. But that is not it. We have to first assess who I want to communicate with, whether that is a PhD scholar or my fellows, professors, or 7-year-old kids. Depending on that, I have to find a different trajectory to get my idea across. And also, especially in the academia, we have a different genres. It could be a textbook, handbook, it could be journal article, it could be proceedings. Depending on that, there are different requirements and different logics. And then without knowing it, I have no idea about how I can communicate, especially even in the genre of a journal article. Depending on the specific journal, you have some different conventions. So that is the genre-specific knowledge. And discourse community knowledge, yeah, I just talked about. And the rhetorical knowledge, it's possible. There must be a big gap between literature people and linguistics people. In some area, some argumentation might be a little sloppy. In some area, some argumentation might be too redundant. So there must be some way of how to persuade people in the area. So these are something we have to learn or subconsciously get equipped with when we want to try to do communication. So let's keep that in the matter. So yes, this is what we want. And then, yeah, just think about this higher education in the world. What do we do in the higher education? Well, yes, in higher education, in universities and then postgraduate programs, we have a lot of more complicated, deeper knowledge we gathered. But what we eventually do is, well, when I just reminisce with my, the K to 12 days, I was a student, and then my goal was to be a good student. I'm following the school teacher, and then I want to listen and I want to digest. In the higher education, what I want to do as a university students, and then what I want my student to do in the college or university would be to be a matured person, decision maker. Not only obeying, not only listening to others and then just nodding and then digesting, but we want them to be a responsible person. And then this research, like a discovery, investigation, and an unfolding, what I mean is that may not only apply to your academic endeavor in the ivory tower. So now the world is changing very quickly. And then even after your graduation, you have to learn a lot to keep up with this fast-changing world. Then what should you do? You have to do research. You have to discover new things. You have to investigate whether this new information is true or false. And then you have to unfold your opinions so that you can be a good decision maker. So like this lifelong learning is crucial. And then for doing that, you have to be a critical thinkers and the good decision makers. And then these are 3 points that I've been to mostly in my life. And then maybe at the end of the program, if you are a professor, you want your student to become the person with good mindset, good soft skills, good hard skills. If you are a student, you want to build these skills. In my very honest opinion, I feel like biggest learning and an understanding throughout this UG course and the program may not be about the subject knowledge itself. It should be about how you read, how you interacted with your professor, how you discuss things with your peers, and then there might be some chances that you are contacting with some particles of the outside of the world, and then how you are being open-minded about it. So that's what I really wanted to say. And then this across the border, this may not only be about like a national border. It could be about the border between academia itself and then somewhere outside where you really need your practical skills and knowledge. We want to integrate them. And then we want to cross the borders between disciplines, and then you want to work together. So yes, our NEP 2020 is pitching for multidisciplinary and then research. Why multidisciplinarity? Because as Yuri well said, our situation and our world is never be able to be explained by one discipline. That is because of our tradition, scholarly tradition. And then if you are focusing on this fragmentized knowledge, you cannot really get anything. And then now world has a lot of very serious or very little problems that we want to solve. So that's why we want to focus on this multidisciplinarity. So yeah, I'm gonna just go over these 3 items one by one using some examples that I observed or I've been through. Okay, the first one is discovery. Okay, let me read this. Exposure to other sides of the world or rediscovering one's own environment. Yes, so I believe that one of the important roles of the higher education is to show outside of the world. And then also, while doing that, we may not only focus on others, maybe you can rediscover yourself and what's going on. And then if we are discussing all those, in the academic setting, we can be more professional communicators, and then that might help us to make decisions better. And also, I hope the higher education can show items and points, and then like out of a lot of scholarly work, maybe academicians can do better job at finding out which one's valuable, which one is worth considering. Then that could be promoted and then propagated, not in the bad way. And also networking and co-participants with the people. While doing that, in my observation from these universities, I found that actually, yeah, there are a lot of initiatives to engage students and then boost their curiosity, but that may not be successful if the institute or the event promoters may not directly enunciate about the purpose itself. So yeah, these are something like that. These are some examples. I'm not saying that every university has to do it. I'm just giving some the topics that the institute can cover. Yeah, for sure, one is academic discourse. There are some workshop. Left one, this is inviting some candidate of the Prime Minister of Thailand. And then the topic was a democracy in Thailand and the future of Korea-Thailand relationship. And the right-hand side, this is some of the academic seminar about e-learning. So what is, what kind of technologies we are using, and then what things we can do. This is an educational symposium. These are highly academic. But not only highly academic things, but also people need practical skills. So here I didn't really put any translation, sorry about that. But these are, you can see the left one is some service helping students to practice presentation and then group discussions. Because these are actually important for getting a job. So again, I'm not saying that these are contradictory to like research. These are kind of important, and then even if you are being in academia, you have to present, you have to be good at like discussing things. So left one is valid, right one, this is about teaching demo competition. So it is not only about the workshop, but there might be some contest with some incentives. Here, the first place gets almost half lakh. So that is a pretty big chunk of money. People will be so excited about it. And then, yes, so we talked about academic workshop and then some practical skill workshop. And then another thing that might be important is to do some well-being care for the students. So left one is some of the special talk of this lady. She is the chief of this student counseling center. And then she is talking about how to get over from the exhaustion and the frustration. In the middle, this is interesting. This is supporting a lab. At university, there are lots of labs. And then this program particularly targets some scientific labs. And then this center helps conducting personality checking of all the members, and then providing some suggestion about how to make a good chemistry among people with a different personalities. So that was a fun. And then the right-hand side, this is about stress management mentorship. There is some coaching on that. This is a three meeting program. And then this is offered around the final exam period. So these kind of things might be also helpful. Not only saying that, oh, this is your problem, this is something you have to go through. If this discussion about some vulnerability and then some of the issues are discussed in the public domain. This might be good for discovery. And then one thing very interesting was at this Korea University, there had been some longitudinal step-by-step approach going on. So now ChatGPT is a big issue and everyone is talking about it. So how this Korea University approached was it really activated multiple centers. And then first, they released some ChatGPT advisory from the institute level. And then second, you can see this cute, what is that, the tiger. So this is a survey of assessing students' awareness about the using ChatGPT. So the left one, advisory, was released in March this year. ChatGPT survey in August. And then the third one is ChatGPT workshop for academic writing in November. And then now the last one is ongoing. This is not yet like a deadline is, this is up to today, right? So this is about a call for a case about ethical use of ChatGPT. So this is a kind of contest. So there is a step-by-step, some advisor, these advisories are usually for the tutors and then instructors, and then getting some idea, and then doing some workshop, and then getting out of some students' feedback, and then how they are creatively using it. I really like these steps. So while doing this, they not only pitch the main point, but that they are leading the discourse into some valuable stuff. So yes, here multifaceted projects and programs for learners to discover or rediscover their status quo and discuss it publicly in the formal manner. And then you saw these conversation communications was done in the kind of formal, semi-formal domain. And then this is not only initiated by one single center, but there were many centers. They are dividing the burden. But even without this presence of the centers, I believe that this fostering this environment might be something we can do at the more individual level. So all these workshops and all are unrelated to coursework or not curricular work. But by just operating this workshop, contests, call for cases, special talks, and so on, that really gather people's attention, and then people, just especially learners, they can act accordingly. And then IIT Gandhinagar, yes, we have multiple initiatives, and then you can see rich wildlife diversity. So we have a big project about sustainability. And then you can see beautiful nilgais. These are actually main residents of our campus. So yeah, we are just showing our value about our biodiversity. And then you can see the reading locker. So this is like a 5-day, 6-day program of students coming in and then just locking the door, and then they just only read books. It's a good reading initiative. And the relay, this is promoting students' creativity about making videos. And in addition to this fun work, there is some local visiting neighboring heritage and the places. The Confliction Resolution Museum, Conflictorium, there was a visit. And also, IIT Gandhinagar communications team are making good use of Instagram. So there is some research capsule introduction, and then this is a 169th edition already. So there is some introduction about Earth's dynamic geological processes, and so on and so forth. So by just providing this good-looking posters and then doing interesting workshops and events, students can have exposure to something that they had no idea about. Second, investigation. Here I'm going to provide us 3 examples. The first one is a more controlled, and the second is a little medium, and the third one is a more free of the structure investigation done by undergraduate students. I will show you one by one. Yes. So first example is the Massachusetts Smith College. And then I chose intentionally examples of some humanities and social sciences related labs. So these are two of the projects that I chose from the website. So what happens in this college is professors, there are some professors who volunteer to lead a project with the UG students. Usually the UG student group will be 6 to 8. And then the students apply, and then throughout the semester, they are working together with a professor. The topic is chosen by the professor, and then